Golden Age Hollywood wasn't all glamour and glitter. Behind the curtains, some of the biggest stars had habits that shocked even the studios. From eccentric gadgets to forbidden, personal items, these divas took backstage life to a whole new level. Let's peek behind the velvet ropes. Marilyn Monroe wasn't just Hollywood's ultimate blonde bombshell, she was a diva with a flair for the unusual, especially behind the scenes. While cameras captured her perfect smile and glamorous persona, her dressing room was a private world filled with quirky trinkets, unusual gadgets, and personal comforts that often raised eyebrows. Some of these items were considered forbidden by studio staff, either for safety reasons or because they broke the strict rules of the time. From unique lighting setups to custom mirrors and whimsical objects, Marilyn curated her backstage space to feel safe, cozy, and creatively inspiring. She didn't care about the rules, her comfort and ritual came first, even if it meant quietly defying the studio. These little, forbidden toys became part of her legend, showing that beneath the glitz and perfection, Marilyn was a woman who loved to play by her own rules, and her dressing room was her secret playground. Ava Gardner was the ultimate Hollywood beauty, known for her sultry gaze and magnetic presence, but backstage, she had a secret side. Her dressing room was filled with unusual personal gadgets and eccentric items that studios often labeled forbidden. From specialty mirrors to unique grooming tools, Ava insisted on having these comforts close at hand, no matter what the staff said. These items weren't just about luxury, they helped her relax, focus, and prepare for the intense demands of filming. Studio managers occasionally tried to remove them, citing safety concerns or strict regulations, but Ava's star power meant she rarely had to comply. Her insistence on keeping her private space exactly how she wanted it became part of her legendary diva persona. While the public saw her as the picture of perfection, behind the curtains, Ava Gardner was unapologetically herself, proving that even in Golden Age Hollywood, personal freedom came at a subtle cost. Rita Hayworth, Hollywood's quintessential femme fatale, was famous for her captivating screen presence, but backstage, she had her own private world. Her dressing room was reportedly filled with extravagant mirrors, custom lighting, and personal items that studio executives considered forbidden due to safety or budget concerns. These weren't just luxuries, they were tools Rita used to perfect her look, rehearse her expressions, and maintain her iconic glamour. Studio staff sometimes tried to restrict or remove these items, fearing they might interfere with production schedules or pose hazards. Yet Rita's determination ensured her space remained exactly how she wanted it. Her backstage environment became a sanctuary, blending creativity, comfort, and a touch of rebellion. It was here that the public icon we admired was truly herself, meticulous, independent, and unafraid to bend the rules. Rita Hayworth's secret dressing room habits remind us that even in the golden age of Hollywood, divas carved out their own private worlds. Elizabeth Taylor was Hollywood royalty, famous for her violet eyes, sparkling jewels, and commanding presence, but backstage, she had a more private, indulgent side. Her dressing room reportedly housed an array of personal items, perfume collections, beauty tools, and delicate props, that studios often deemed forbidden. Some were considered too extravagant or fragile for a hectic film set, yet Elizabeth insisted on keeping them close. These items weren't just about luxury, they helped her prepare mentally and emotionally for the pressures of filming, allowing her to transform into the iconic roles audiences adored. Studio staff occasionally tried to intervene, worried that her indulgences might distract from the production schedule, but Elizabeth's star power made their objections largely futile. Her dressing room became a personal sanctuary where glamour met individuality, proving that even in the strict world of Golden Age Hollywood, Elizabeth Taylor could bend the rules while maintaining her legendary status. Lauren Bacall, the sultry star of film noir, was known for her smoky voice and confident screen presence, but behind the scenes, she had her own private rituals. Her dressing room reportedly contained personal gadgets and unique items that studios often labeled forbidden, ranging from specialized mirrors to discreet rehearsal tools. These objects weren't mere indulgences, they helped her maintain focus, perfect her expressions, and prepare mentally for each intense scene. Studio staff occasionally tried to remove or restrict these items, concerned about rules or potential distractions, but Lauren's professionalism and status ensured she could keep her space as she wished. Her dressing room became more than a preparation area, it was a sanctuary of control and creativity, where she could transform into the legendary icon audiences adored. Lauren Bacall's backstage habits remind us that even in the highly regimented world of Golden Age Hollywood, stars carved out private corners to preserve their craft and individuality. Jane Russell, one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, was celebrated for her bold screen presence, but backstage, she had a more private, eccentric side. Her dressing room reportedly included personal items and unusual gadgets that studios often deemed forbidden. From beauty tools to comfort devices, Jane insisted on having them nearby to maintain her poise and confidence before filming. Studio staff occasionally tried to remove these items, citing safety or policy concerns, but Jane's strong-willed personality ensured her dressing room remained exactly as she wanted. These private objects weren't merely for luxury, they helped her focus, relax, and prepare for the grueling demands of the Golden Age Hollywood studio system. Jane's ability to bend the rules quietly reflected her independence and determination. Behind the cameras, she was not just a star but a woman who understood the importance of creating a personal sanctuary, a place where she could be herself amidst the pressures of fame and perfection. Joan Crawford was Hollywood royalty, known for her fierce screen presence and perfectionist attitude, but backstage, she had secrets that few ever saw. Her dressing room reportedly contained an array of personal items and gadgets that studios considered forbidden due to safety concerns or strict regulations. From specialized mirrors and lighting setups to delicate props and personal comforts, Joan meticulously arranged her space to maintain control over her appearance and mindset. Studio staff sometimes tried to intervene, worried that her indulgences might disrupt filming, but Joan's star power ensured her rules prevailed. Her backstage sanctuary wasn't just about luxury, it was about control, focus, and maintaining the iconic persona the public adored. Joan Crawford's private habits reveal that even in the rigid Golden Age Hollywood system, stars found ways to assert their individuality. Her dressing room was more than a prep area, it was a carefully curated kingdom, reflecting her determination, style, and unyielding drive. Bette Davis, the legendary queen of Golden Age Hollywood, was famous for her intense performances and sharp wit, but backstage, she had habits that raised eyebrows. Her dressing room reportedly contained personal gadgets, unique props, and comfort items that studios often deemed forbidden. Some were practical, like vocal warm-up devices or specialized mirrors, while others were purely for relaxation or focus. Studio staff occasionally tried to remove these items, citing regulations or safety concerns, but Betty's reputation and talent gave her the final word. Her backstage space became a sanctuary where she could prepare mentally and physically for demanding roles, ensuring her performances were flawless. These forbidden toys were a reflection of her meticulous nature and dedication to her craft. Bette Davis's private habits remind us that even in the strict, controlled world of Golden Age Hollywood, stars created their own personal havens, a place where talent, preparation, and individuality could thrive. Judy Garland, beloved for her extraordinary talent and heartfelt performances, had a backstage life full of secrets that few ever saw. Her dressing room reportedly contained an assortment of personal gadgets, comfort items, and tools that studios often labeled forbidden. Some were meant to help her relax, while others supported her vocal preparation and stage presence. Studio staff occasionally attempted to remove these items, concerned they might interfere with shooting schedules or violate strict studio rules. Yet Judy's star power and importance to the studio often meant her wishes prevailed. Her private space became a sanctuary where she could focus, recharge, and maintain the emotional depth that made her performances unforgettable. These backstage habits show that even in the golden age of Hollywood, stars carved out private corners to protect themselves and their craft. Judy Garland's dressing room was more than a prep area, it was a hidden stage where the real magic happened. Ginger Rogers, famed for her graceful dancing and sparkling screen presence, had a backstage life that few glimpsed. Her dressing room reportedly contained personal gadgets, rehearsal tools, and comfort items that studios often labeled forbidden. Some of these objects were intended to help her perfect her intricate dance routines, while others created a private, relaxing environment amidst the chaos of film sets. Studio staff occasionally tried to confiscate these items, citing rules or safety concerns, but Ginger's professionalism and status allowed her to maintain her private sanctuary. Her dressing room became a place where she could focus, rehearse, and recharge, ensuring she delivered flawless performances on screen. These secret habits reveal that even in the rigid Golden Age Hollywood system, stars like Ginger Rogers found ways to assert control over their work and personal space. Behind the glitz and charm, her backstage world was where dedication, creativity, and individuality thrived.